Tree Tum-Tum, the generous tree and the fruits of happiness. Just on the edge of the town of Green Hills, right where the sun rose most beautifully, lived a huge, old apple tree. The trunk of this tree was so thick that even if 3 children held hands, they could only just reach around it. Its branches looked like giant arms reaching up to the sky. Everyone called him Tum-Tum. This was because Tum-Tum's branches were always full of bright red, juicy, and shiny apples. His leaves were so thick and green that the space underneath him was always cool and shady. Tum-Tum never got bored of just standing there. Because he had a very special secret, he felt happy only when he gave things to others. It was a sunny and hot summer morning. Tum-Tum was doing his morning exercise by gently swaying his leaves in the wind. Rustle, rustle, rustle. His first visitor was a tiny sparrow named Pip. Pip had flown from very far away, and his wings were very tired. Panting for breath, he landed on one of Tum-Tum's branches. "Hello, Uncle Tum-Tum," said Pip. "The sun is very hot, and I am so tired. May I please hide among your leaves and rest a little bit?" Tum-Tum smiled. He moved his branches slightly with the wind to open up a space. "Of course, Pip," he said with his deep, comforting voice. "My branches are your home. Land on my thickest branch, my leaves will protect you from the sun." Pip snuggled into the cool shade made by the leaves. "Oh," he said, relaxing immediately. "It is so cool here." "Thank you, Uncle Tum-Tum. But I am just resting, I have nothing to give you in return." Tum-Tum laughed. His leaves shook with joy. "You don't need to give me anything, Pip. Knowing that you are sleeping comfortably right now is the best gift for me." Pip fell into a sound sleep on that safe branch. Tum-Tum felt warm inside because he was protecting a little creature. When it was noon, the sun was right at the top of the sky. The weather was so hot that even the stones were baking. An old traveler was coming down the path. He had a heavy bag on his back, and sweat was dripping from his forehead. His feet were swollen from walking so much. When the traveler saw Tum-Tum, his eyes lit up. He walked slowly under the tree. He put his bag on the ground and leaned against Tum-Tum's trunk. "Ah," said the traveler. "What a magnificent tree. His trunk is like a pillow, and his shade is like an umbrella." Tum-Tum felt how tired the traveler was. He whispered to his branches, "Come on, my branches, lean down a little lower. Let's block out the sun completely." Tum-Tum brought his leaves together to create a deep, dark shade. The traveler enjoyed the coolness. He took a handkerchief out of his pocket and wiped his brow. "Thank you, beautiful tree," said the traveler. "I don't even have any water left to give you, how can I thank you?" Tum-Tum answered with the wind, "Whoosh." In his language, this meant, "You are welcome." He thought to himself, Your cooling down and resting right now is the best thank you that makes my leaves turn green." The traveler rested there for about an hour, gathered his strength, and continued on his way. Tum-Tum felt he had grown even bigger because he had given strength to a human. In the afternoon, after the school bell rang, the children of the town ran up the hill. Charlie, Ellie, and Danny. Their tummies were hungry, and they wanted to play. When they arrived under Tum-Tum, they looked up. The bright red apples were shining like jewels on the branches. Charlie jumped, but he couldn't reach. Ellie stretched, but her fingers couldn't touch them. Danny said, "I wish we were a little bit taller." When Tum-Tum heard the children's voices, he got very excited. Because the laughter of children was his favorite music. "Are your tummies hungry, little ones?" thought Tum-Tum. "My fruits are not there to stay on the branch. They are there for you to eat." Tum-Tum gathered all his strength. He sent an order from his roots to his trunk, and from his trunk to his branches. Creak. Stretch. He slowly lowered his fullest branches down towards the ground. He bent them so low that the apples almost touched the children's noses. The children shouted with joy, "Hooray! The tree is giving us apples." Each of them picked one of the reddest, juiciest apples. Crunch! Crunch! As soon as they took a bite, huge smiles spread across their faces. "It is so sweet," said Ellie. "Thank you, Tum-Tum," shouted Danny, and he hugged the tree's trunk. Tum-Tum felt ticklish, but he was very happy. He had given away his apples, and his branches were lighter. But his heart was so full. As evening approached, everyone went home. Tum-Tum was left alone on the hill. The curious wind of the forest came and swirled among Tum-Tum's branches. "Hey, Tum-Tum," said the wind. "I watched you today. You became a home for a bird, a shade for a traveler, and you gave your fruits to the children. Now your branches are empty, and your leaves are tired. You kept nothing for yourself. Aren't you sad? Don't you feel empty?" Tum-Tum looked at the wind and rustled his leaves. "No, wind," said Tum-Tum. "Look, my branches might be lighter, but my heart isn't light like a feather, it is heavy with love." The wind was surprised. "What do you mean?" "Look," said Tum-Tum. "That sparrow is sleeping safely now. That traveler could continue his journey." Those children went home with full tummies and giggles. Their happiness filled me up inside. Sharing isn't losing, wind. Sharing is growing. If I had kept my fruits on my branch, they would have rotted away. But now, those fruits have turned into children's smiles. The wind loved this answer. He gently stroked Tum-Tum's leaves. "You are right, Tum-Tum," said the wind. "You are the richest tree on this hill. Because your wealth isn't your apples, it is your generosity." That night, Tum Tum fell asleep under the stars in the sky. His branches were bare, but his roots held onto the soil tighter than ever. Because he knew, love and kindness were the only fruits that grew bigger the more you shared them. And Tum Tum was the happiest tree in the world.